Hey guys, welcome back to another day of Bible reading. Today we are going to read 2 Samuel 13, chapter 30. 2 Samuel 13, verse 1 until verse 39. It's quite long, but not that long. It's not that long. So we're going to read about Amnon and Tamar. Tamar. But yeah, first let's recap. Last time we read about David's Nathan rebuking King David after, remember, King David slept with a married woman and then had the husband killed. So God was like, we're not going to have that. And yeah, so we also learned about the the child that was conceived from that affair died, and then afterward King David married the woman, and that the woman, now that she had another child with him, and that's where we have King Solomon from. And today we are going to read about Amnon and Tamar. Do you guys ever think that crime can ever be justified? Do you think that, like, I understand that there's a lot of crime in the world, and yeah, but do you think that it can be justified to be okay? Like, this happened, so this is why this happened. I hope my question makes sense. So I'll explain it a bit more as we get into the teaching. So let's go. I just wanted to start off by saying tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I am turning 88. So I'm excited, and happy birthday to me. And yeah, if any one of you guys get to this far, wish me a happy birthday. So, but yeah, let's get into the teaching. Yeah, let me get my notes. Okay, now Absalom, David's son, had a beautiful sister whose name was Tamar. And I don't know if you remember from the other teachings, or we haven't gone there yet, but Absalom was also beautiful. And now obviously the sister is also beautiful, Tamar. So, and after a time, Amnon, David's son, loved her. So as a king, remember that King David had wives, and obviously those wives had children. So Tamar and Absalom were siblings. They shared the same mother. And then we also have Amnon, who is their brother, but their stepbrother. They only share a father, King David, and then they don't share a mother. So basically, their step siblings. And Amnon was so tormented that he made himself ill because of his sister Tamar. So the man was dying in love with his sister. He was so in love with his own sister that he made himself sick. And yeah. So Amnon had a crush on his sister. I know that I don't know if everyone was like us, but as we're growing up, you kind of see your cousins. I don't know about brothers or sisters, but your cousins, they're either your best friends, or you kind of have that little crush as you are growing up, and then you see like this amazing person. So I know that for me it didn't go anywhere. It was just, you're so cute, I like you, and we hung out, but then nothing ever happened. So but then in this case, a lot of horrible things happened. So let's get into it. Back to verse 2. And Amnon was so tormented that he made himself ill because of his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin, and it seemed impossible to Amnon to do anything to her. So Tamar was a virgin. Remember, she's also a daughter of the king. So she's a virgin, she's a daughter of the king, and obviously she is protected by the king's army, I would think. So yeah. But then my question is, why did he want to do something to her? Not to marry. The desire from the beginning was never good. The desire from the beginning was never good. So Amnon was just like, I wish I could do something to her. Not I wish I could marry her and have her. So it just shows that the desire in the first place was never good. And as a result, he made himself sick. So he tormented himself, and because she was a virgin and he couldn't do anything. So kind of also meaning that Amnon was not a virgin, because I think if you have never had you've never had sex or anything like that, you would not, you would not want to, I don't know, I feel like if you don't have the experience, you would not want to do anything to force, I don't know, maybe just me. So I'm thinking that he was not and she was, and so he thought like, I can't do anything, she's my sister, she's a daughter of the king too, so I can't do anything. And then he cornered himself. So his first thought was doing something to her and not even wifing her. He just thought, no, I'm going to force myself on you. That's his first thought. So, because remember, it's saying that he wanted to do something to her. The Bible is not saying that he wanted to marry her. He wanted to have her as his wife. He wanted to do something to her. So, yeah. But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shimeah, David's brother. So Jonadab is Amnon's cousin, because remember, Shimeah and David are siblings, so siblings have kids and those kids become cousins. So yeah. And as I said, that our cousins tend to be our first friends and our first crushes, our first, yeah, everything. So now Amnon and Jonadab are cousins and friends. So yeah. And Jonadab was a very crafty man. Sly man like a snake. He was a very crafty man, and he said to him, O son of the king, why are you so haggard morning after morning? Will you not tell me? So everyone can see. Basically, this is saying that everyone can see that Amnon is not well. What is going on with this man? He is so sick, looking sick every day, and now we don't know what's going on. So his friend goes to him and is like, you look sick. What's going on? Just tell me. Why don't you tell me? I mean, maybe I can help you. So as a friend or as a cousin, or like, he's not just a cousin, he's a cousin friend. So I think you would kind of trust your cousin friend. And Amnon said to him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. So he's not saying my sister, my sister, like, because they are siblings, but he's just putting the relationship on Absalom. So he's not seeing her as his sister right now. He's just seeing her as his brother's sister. Like, yeah. Jonadab said to him, lie down on your bed and pretend to be ill. And when your father comes to see you, say to him, let my sister Tamar come and give me bread to eat, and prepare the food in my sight, that I may eat, and I may eat it from her hand. This plan is so specific. Like, I feel like, I don't know if maybe we live in different times, but for me, if someone came to me and said like, can you make food for me and bring it to my room and feed me, and I feel like even my brother or my sister, unless you are super sick, I don't see myself doing that. So maybe because we live in different times. Back then, there was no reason to suspect, because she was probably thinking, yeah, this is my brother. I mean, my brother. So yeah, and uh, yeah. So Amnon and so Amnon lay down and pretended to be ill, and when the king came to see him, Amnon said to the king, "Please let my sister Tamar come and make a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat from her hand." Now, like I was saying, for me, I feel like I would be suspicious. Like, why do you want? Like, I guess, I mean, if your brother is sick, and then your father comes and says, "Can you please make your brother food? He's sick." Yeah, I guess you wouldn't suspect anything. Okay, I was wrong. I was thinking, I don't know, too much. But yeah. So my question is, was Tamar a good cook? Cause like, why was it so easy for the king to just say, "Okay, Tamar, go make your brother food," and no other siblings? Just Tamar, go make your brother food. Was she a good cook? Was she good in the kitchen? What's up? Or maybe everyone could cook. I don't know. So yeah. Uh, and I guess I was wondering, like, why no one suspected anything. But I mean, it makes sense that if you don't have a reason to suspect anything, it will not be your first thought to suspect anything. So it seems normal that your brother would want you to give food to them. Like, "Hey, I'm hungry. Can you make some? Me, I'm not feeling well. Please make me something to eat." It's not suspicious. It's not suspicious. So, yeah. And you as a woman, you would also think, yeah, my brother is sick. He asked me to make food for him. So nothing suspicious. Maybe she has made food for him before, but still I'm like, why specifically her? And the king doesn't even ask, "Oh, why Tamar?" Because as a king, obviously there are servants, and then servants would probably do everything, but the king doesn't question anything here either. So I'm like, okay, so up. Now Amnon is like, "Yeah, let my sister Tamar come and make a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat from her hand." So basically, she makes the food and she feeds me. Is it that bad that you need someone to feed you? Yeah. I'm just being suspicious of everything, I guess. But what is the significance of making someone food in their sight? So I can cook for you and bring the food. Say, for example, like I can cook, like so even if we have a whatever, I can pre-cook everything before you arrive and then you just eat. Or I can cook and then you see me cook, we talk while I'm cooking, you see everything. So I can see what the appeal would be for me cooking, and then you are here and then we're chatting. Like, yeah, it establishes a closer relationship. Like, yeah, you're like, okay, okay, now I guess we're closer friends. I mean, we cook and yeah, it's memories. So it establishes status and hospitalities, and you feel like a VIP. So obviously you would feel like a very important person if someone agrees to come and cook for you, and they even feed you. Not saying, like, I'm not thinking about whether you're sick or not, just that the honor of that happening, it's also an icebreaker. So I also could see why, like, my brother might want like to be friends with me, like cook for me, make me what. I'm like, okay, and then we will get to talk. So icebreaker, and yeah, you build trust and authenticity. So I take care of you, I cook for you, you see all of this, then obviously you trust me and you see that there's the value of this relationship. Yeah. So then David sent home to Tamar, saying, "Go to your brother Amnon's house and prepare food for him." So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, where he was lying down, and she took dough and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight and baked his cakes. So obviously here she's just taking orders from her father. My father told me that I have to make food for my brother. There's nothing suspicious there. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And she took the pan and emptied it out before him, but he refused to eat. You told me to make food for you and feed you, but here I am giving you the food and you don't want to eat. What was that all about? What was that all about? So every and Amnon said, "Send out everyone from me." So basically, he kicked everyone out so he can be alone with his sister. Like, I wonder if any bells started ringing at this point, or she was like, "He's still my brother, you know. He's my brother. He would never harm me." So, yeah, I'm just curious. Like, when did she become suspicious of his requests? But yeah, I'm thinking it took some time. So he, especially because now he is kicking other people out. The people that were there with her and with him, he's kicking everyone out. So to some extent, I can understand why you want privacy. But uh, as you know, like in the olden days, even now, going to a man's house and kicking everyone out and demanding privacy, I don't think you would feel safe. But I could understand back then that you were just thinking that this is my brother. I mean, this is my brother. Yeah. Yeah, this one is tricky. It is tricky. And yeah. So everyone went out from him, and then Amnon said to Tamar, "Bring the food into my chamber, that I may eat from your hand. Now bring the food to my bedroom, to my bed, so that I may eat from your hand." Basically, feed me. I don't want to feed myself. I want you to literally take the food from the plate and put it in my mouth. Yeah, this honestly, it's for me, because I live in a world where you can't trust everyone. I really, really, yeah. But obviously, things were different back then, and yeah, you will see as we go on. And Tamar took the cakes she had made and brought them into the chamber of Amnon, her brother. See, what she's doing here is just taking care of her brother. Taking care of her brother. My brother said he's hungry and he's asking me to feed him. So I'm helping my brother. Yeah. And yeah. But when she brought them near him to eat, he took hold of her and said to her, "Come lie with me, my sister." Imagine telling your sister, "Come lie with me." You, at the end of the sentence, like the question that you just made, you literally show in the relationship that you have with that person, but you're still asking them to lie with you. "Come lie with me, my sister." Yeah. And she answered him, "No, my brother, do no violent do not violate me, for such a thing is not done in Israel. Do not do this outrageous thing." So basically from here, then she suspects, like, "Oh, what did I get myself into? What is this? How do I even get myself out of this?" I mean, he kicked everyone out, and now I'm here alone with him in his chamber. So now, obviously, now she sees the danger. And now she's saying that this outrageous thing, for such an outrageous thing, is not done in Israel. So meaning that back then in Israel, there was no, yeah, uh, such violence. So the men, maybe they were not forcing themselves on the woman as much, or it was not common. Because now she's saying, for this outrageous thing is not done in Israel. So don't do this crazy thing. Our people don't do this. We don't do this. Other people, maybe they do, but we don't do this. We are the children of God. So don't do this outrageous act. Don't force yourself on me. And as for me, where could I carry my shame? And as for you, you would be as one of the outrageous fools in Israel. So she is trying to show him that what he is trying to do would ruin them, both of them, not just her, because now he would also be destroyed. Like it will ruin her because she's a virgin, and obviously as a woman back then you had to be a virgin too. Yeah, but like, yeah. And yeah, so now she is taking away the prospect of her marriage, of her getting married, by forcing himself on her. So she's asking him, please don't do this. Please don't do this to me. You are going to destroy my life. This is not just like taking something from the kitchen and eating it, or even push, like, it's not like that. This is bigger than you think. So please don't do this. And it would also cost you too. It will cost you too. It is crazy. It is stupid. You will also be labeled as one of the fools of Israel. So don't do this. Now therefore please speak to the king, for he will not withhold me from you. Even in this, she is still trying to, you know, sort of like give him honor him, like, instead of you ruining both of us, how about we do this the right way? Then you can have me as much as you want, and then at least that way we will also all be okay. How about that? But still, so yeah, she still considered what his actions would cost them, but he didn't care. He did not care. He just knew that he wanted what he wanted, and he didn't care about anything or anyone. So, but speak to the king. Like any father, if you go to a father and you tell them that I want to marry your child, most fathers would be like, okay, yeah, it's okay, I understand. But he doesn't even want to do that. And they share the same father. So if she was willing, he was willing, the father would have agreed anyway. But yeah. Yeah, but he could not listen to her, and being stronger than her, he violated her and lay with her. Yeah. Yeah. We are in chapter 13, verse 14 right now. So basically, so far, Amnon raped her. I mean, his sister. He violated his own sister, and he did not care what it would do to her and what it would do to him. He just wanted what he wanted right there, and he did not care. And then Amnon hated her with very great hatred, so that he hated which so that the hatred with which he had hated her was greater than the love with which he had loved her. So basically, the hate he had for her surpassed the love that he had. So it went like a complete negative. If he loved her like 10, now it went negative 10 or negative 20. So it was the complete opposite, and now even worse. And Amnon said to her, get up, go. But she said, imagine. Like, I understand that anywhere anyone violating you would not be good, but someone that you trusted now saying get up, go, get out of my sight, after they did all of that, that is like another punch to the gut. So yeah, get up, go. But she said to him, no, my brother, for this is wrong. In sending me away is greater than the other that you did to me. So sending her away is worse than what she did, because now she is forcing her to do all of this alone, and he will be okay. Because remember, these are the days of men. Men can still get away with a lot of things even now, but she is saying like this, you forced yourself on me and now you want me to leave the crime scene. Yeah. So the way he changed, he did a complete 180 on this love that he had for her, is completely crazy. So we have, obviously this is not love, this is infatuation, because we know that when you love someone you would not force yourself on them, you would not violate them. So infatuation is short-lived. The moment that you are gratified, it is gone. That desire, that love is out of the window. So it is short-lived. It is not a long-term thing. It's just a momentary thing. So done, now I hate you again. And then it is based on an illusion. It is not based on a real thing. It is things that you've made up in your mind. You've convinced yourself that this is good, this is beautiful. I just have to have this. I just have to. And it is all in your mind. It is all in your head. It all consuming. It makes you sick. You cannot live. The way which described how Amnon was in the beginning of the chapter. The man was sick from the love, the infatuation that he had, and he was sick. He was consumed by the desire of his sister and driven by anxiety. It is driven by anxiety that you become insecure, you become jealous, you hate, and you don't understand. Now you think you are the problem because you're not even doing anything about it. It's all in your head. You're making it bigger than it is, and then also now you are making yourself the problem too. Or yeah. And then we all know that love focuses on the actual well-being of the other person. So if he truly loved her as much as he desired her, if he truly loved her, he would have agreed to marry her instead of violating her. And as much as it would not have been romantic, but it would have been, right in a way that no one was violated. But this time he did not care about the well-being of Tamar. Rather, he wanted to destroy her. She was so beautiful that the best thing he could do was destroy her life. That is not love. Love is, I love you so much that I just want the best for you. I just want to make sure that you have the best life. Everything that you want, everything you need, I'll do it for you. I got you, my baby. I got this. Whatever you need, I am here for you. That's why remember most of the songs, R&B songs back then, were about men doing so much for women. That is why love was greater back then. And now things have changed. So the love has changed, obviously. So that's basically what I'm saying. And yeah. So now, back to the Bible. Now he says, go, get out. But she said to him, no, my brother, for this For this wrong in sending me away is greater than the other that you did. Yeah, I explained, but he would not listen to her. He did not care. He got what he wanted. So, what's the big deal? He got what he wanted. Get out of my face. Then he called the young man who served him and said, put this woman out of my presence, and bolt the door after her. Yeah. The same person that he loved. I can't live without you. I can't. I don't know. Now I don't want to be in. I don't want you in my presence. Get away from me. And yeah, so the people basically, everyone, remember, he kicked everyone out, and obviously they couldn't just leave. They had to wait for her and go back with her. And also some of the men were his servants, so they were just chilling outside when all of this happened. I'm assuming that she screamed because she didn't want this, and or I don't know if she didn't, but now everyone was just chilling outside. Didn't do anything. Ignored everything. Yeah. Disappointing. Now, now she was wearing a long robe with sleeves, for thus they were the virgin's daughters of the king dressed. So she was wearing a long robe with sleeves. That is how the king's daughters who were still virgins dressed. So your clothes showed your sexual status. Yeah, and yeah. So his servant put her out of and bolted the door after her. The woman was wronged. A woman was wronged. And yeah, and Tamar put ashes on her head and tore the long robe that she wore, and she laid her hand on her head and went away crying. So like, like yeah, this, and she tore her clothes, because it also shows that she was violated. Now crying and going back to her house, now probably going with the same people that came with her, and obviously no one is comforting her. Now everyone knows what happened in that room. Like, everyone knows. It is clear as day now. Everyone knows. And yeah, because they are all servants now, it's like they can't really do much. They are stuck in this position where they know a disservice was done, but because they are servants, they can't really do much about it. So yeah, hands on her head, crying as she went back. And her brother Absalom said to her, has Amnon your brother been with you? Now, yeah, the first thing her brother says to her is, has Amnon been with you? She is crying, and she is destroyed, she's distraught, and she's crying. And the first thing her brother asks is it Amnon? Did Amnon do this to you? Just keeping a stoic face, like, is it him? And now hold your peace, my sister. He's your brother. Don't take this to heart. I mean, he's your brother. I mean, it's not a big. Don't make this a big deal. He's your brother. And I can imagine how destroyed she was. Like, she's coming from something horrible happened to her, and the first person she went to just says, no, it's not a big deal. Like, don't make it a big deal. He's your brother. Don't make it a big deal. He's your brother. And obviously I'm a woman. I would also be destroyed if something like that happened to me, and the first thing someone says is, no, don't make it a big deal. He's your brother. I see how I would also shut down. Okay. Uh, uh, and he's your brother. Don't take it too hard. And so, which my question was, how did Absalom know that it was Amnon? How, like, because remember, like, she tore her clothes, and obviously, what she did, like, remember the way she went to see him showed that she was a virgin, but then now that she's coming back, her clothes are torn. It shows that something has happened. And the fact that she is crying with her hands on her head, it shows that something has happened. And then now the first person he suspects is Amnon, which also kind of tells me maybe Amnon was obvious about this, like this obsession with his sister, that maybe other people also knew. I mean, Absalom knew, but then remember, Jonadab asked, so he didn't know, but Absalom knew that loser. So yeah, um, and then from there, so Tamar lived a, a desolate woman in her brother Absalom's house. Now her life is destroyed because she was kicked out and he didn't want to be seen with her. So basically, anything he says, no one is going to believe it because she is no longer at the scene of the crime. The evidence is gone, is destroyed, and oh my goodness. And yeah, now she felt unsafe. She felt unsafe, so unsafe that she never lived with anyone else. She just lived with her brother Absalom. I feel for Tamar. I feel for her. And so when King David heard of all this, he was very angry. So that's all. King David heard of this, he was very angry. That's all. That is literally his only response to everything that happened. Anger. And then just leave the situation. Nothing. But Absalom spoke to Amnon, neither good nor bad. For Absalom hated Amnon because he had violated his sister Tamar. So Absalom, basically the way he responded to his sister, he didn't want to show the anger and hatred that he had for Amnon. So he just acted as if everything was okay and kept the anger and hatred in his heart. So now it's 3 lives that are destroyed. And all David does is just be angry. I'm angry. What? That's all. It doesn't say he went to Amnon. It doesn't say he went to Tamar. He was just angry. He heard what happened and angry. Yeah. I honestly also do see. I understand why Tamar decided to live with Amnon. I understand why Tamar lived with Absalom. She was not safe in her father's house, and she was not safe. So, whew. Oh. Okay. Ooh. Now we are in verse 23. Absalom murders Amnon. Remember, the only thing David said was just, why, I'm angry. That's it. Yeah. And yeah. So after 2 full years, so everyone has forgotten what happened. 2 full years, and yeah. After 2 full years, Absalom had sheep shearers and Edbarzahar with which is near Ephraim, and Absalom invited all the king's sons. So it's a regular thing. It happens regularly. As a farmer, like, you have to take care of your sheep, and then there comes a time where while you are doing that, obviously you have like some kind of celebration. Hey, let's have a barbecue, brai. And yeah, he invites all the king's sons. And Absalom comes to the king and says, "Behold, your servant has sheep shearers. Please let the king and his servants go with your servant." So now Absalom is inviting King David and his servants to come and celebrate. Like, this is a regular thing. This is something that we do every year. So come celebrate with me. But the king said to Absalom, "No, my son, let us not all go. Lest we be burdensome. We burden you. Like, no, my son, don't let us not go. We don't want to be a burden to you. So, yeah, it's okay. You can celebrate with your friend." Um, he pressed him, but he would not go, but gave him his blessing. So until, like, eventually David was like, I don't. You can go and have fun with your friends. I'm not gonna go. I understand you want to celebrate. Go celebrate with your friends. It is a beautiful thing. Then Absalom said, if you're not coming, then let my brother Amnon go with us." And the king said, "Why him? Why should he go with you?" So now King Absalom is like, "I mean, yeah, you don't want to come, so then let my brother come. I mean, I don't want to have this celebration alone without my people. So can he just come?" Now David is like, "Why? Why do you want Amnon to come celebrate with you?" It's funny how he never asked any questions before, but now all of a sudden, why do you want Amnon to come to your party? Why? Like, if he had the same curiosity as he did before, a lot of things could have been prevented. But he was just passive, and now all of a sudden he cares. Like, why should he go with you? Why? Um, but Absalom pressed him until he let Amnon and all the king's sons go with him. I mean, it makes sense. Why do you want to exclude your other sons from my celebrations? Aren't we all your children? Why? Why do you want? Why don't you want us? Yeah. So he kind of had to. So eventually he agreed, and so only the king's sons went. So, and Absalom did not go. So my question is, David did not ask any questions before. So now he is asking, was he suspicious, or is it favoritism? Suspicious of why Absalom is now coming and wanting to celebrate with everyone. But remember, it had been 2 years. So after 2 years, Absalom is coming and he wants to celebrate with everyone. Why? So suspicious. Or is it suspicion or favoritism? Because when Amnon asked for Tamar, there were no questions. And then Amnon violated Tamar, there was nothing. No questions, nothing. But now this is happening. David is like, why? Why are you why do you, why? So is it like suspicious of what Absalom might do, or he just loves Amnon a bit more? Yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah. Okay. So back to 28. Then Absalom commanded his servant, mark when Amnon's heart is merry with wine, and when I say to you, strike Amnon, then kill him. Do not fear. Have I not commanded you? Be courageous and be valiant. So Absalom, this is Absalom's plan. Amnon is here now. When he is drunk, and I command you to kill him, do that. I've commanded you. So don't worry, be brave. I have commanded you. It's I'm taking responsibility. So be brave. Don't worry. Do not fear. And Absalom had, as well. So the servant of Absalom did to Amnon as Absalom had commanded. They obeyed. He said he would take responsibility. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then all the king's sons arose, and each mounted his mule and fled. So now obviously someone is killed in their presence. No, who's going to just chill and wait to see what happens? Obviously everyone gets their mules and they run. While they were on their ways, the news came to David, Absalom has struck down all the king's sons, and not one of them is left. Imagine hearing that all your kids are dead. They are all killed by your one son. I wonder if David ever thought of so the error in his ways, if he ever realized what he did wrong, or he was just angry at Absalom. And then yeah, so but he hears that all of his sons are dead, and so obviously Absalom killed them. He is destroyed. He's like, oh no. But I'm now curious, had David gone to the party, was Absalom going to kill him, or kill him too, or what? Or he just knew that David would not go anyway? What was Absalom's plan? Was it only to target Amnon, or was David also part of the plan? Because remember, David failed to be a father. He failed to be a king, a ruler. He failed to be a judge, and he just let the criminal get away scot-free. No responsibility for his actions. So he failed. So I could understand why Absalom would also want to punish the law, the one who was supposed to do something about this wrong. Yeah. And his servant, yeah. Then the king David arose and tore his garment and lay on the earth, and all his servants who were standing by tore their garments. So everyone just tearing their clothes because they heard that all the king's sons are dead. So he's crying on the ground, and all the servants are joining him. But Jonadab, the son of Shimeah, David's brother, said, let not my king suppose that they have killed all the young men. The king's son, but Amnon alone is dead. This is telling me that Amnon, like Jonadab, knew that Absalom was going to retaliate. He was going to get his revenge. He was going to make sure that Amnon paid for his crime. Because now he is saying, before anyone tells David that, no, don't worry, it's not all your sons, it's just Amnon. And as we continue, and for it's just Amnon alone who is dead. For by the command of Absalom, this has been determined from the day he violated his sister Tamar. So basically, Jonadab knew that Absalom would do something about this. He determined that Absalom knew that he would take care of Amnon from the moment that um Amnon violated his sister, Absalom knew that he had to take care of it, and he knew that he couldn't just do that immediately. He had to wait for the perfect plan, for the perfect time. So as soon as Tamar told him, he knew, okay, let the games begin. He didn't show any anger or animosity towards Amnon. He just continued with life as everything was, and he didn't even want to show his sister that he was angry. He just said, don't take it to heart. He's your brother. Like, don't take it to heart. He didn't even want his sister to know that he was angry. He was hurt with her. He was disappointed. So, for me, this is also telling me that Jonadab, it could have been his plan, honestly. I don't know. Like, I can't trust this man because he came up with this idea and now he is with the king, comforting him. No, don't worry. It's not all your sons. Trust me. Like, trust me, it's not all your sons. It's just Amnon. Because he violated Tamar and Absalom did all of this. So, no, it's not all of them. Now, therefore, let not my lord the king so take it to heart as to suppose that all the king's sons are dead, for Amnon alone is dead. So now he is trying to comfort the king and say, no, it's not all of them, it's just Amnon because he violated Absalom's brother and Absalom's sister, and Absalom was not going to leave that hanging. So Jonadab is so sly, snake. I can see it. This man is a snake. He knew what would happen, and still he instigated it. He still encouraged everything. He was never mentioned after that. He distanced himself from the crime so much that he was not considered part of the crime. That's how crafty this man was. That's how sly, cunning this man was. So now we're in verse 34. But Absalom fled, and the young man who kept the watch lifted up and looked. And behold, many people were coming from the road behind him, but they by the side of the mountain. So Absalom fled. Absalom fled. So Absalom fleeing meant that he understood what he did. He knew that he killed his brother, and that was a crime. That was horrible, that was wrong, and he understood the magnitude of his actions, the consequences of his action. So he fled, which kind of shows me that he was emotionally aware and I would say intelligent too. But Amnon staying meant that he didn't care. The fact that he also kicked out Tamar showed that he did not care. And after that, he just continued living life as if nothing happened. He got what he wanted. He didn't care that he destroyed someone's life. So Absalom knew that he killed a man. He knew that he killed a man. It was wrong. And he knows that the king, the law, would come upon him. And he didn't want to bear responsibility for that. If Amnon didn't, why should I? He got away with it, so why shouldn't I? So I understand why he fled. I feel like I would. Yeah. So Amnon kind of shows that he was like, nah, I'm the king's son. I can get away with it. This is also why I was saying, was he the king's favorite or what's up? He felt invincible. He did horrible things and he just stuck around as if nothing happened, and nothing did happen afterwards. So basically he knew that he would get away with it, and he did. That's what he thought anyway. Yeah. And Jonadab, so as Absalom fled, and then now they're looking up, they see people coming, many people coming, and then Now is the rest of the sons. And Jonadab said to the king, behold, the king's sons have come, as your servant said. So it came about. See, now Jonadab is saying, I told you it was only Amnon. Everyone else is still alive. See, I told you. You should trust me. See, snake, sly snake. And as soon as he had finished speaking, behold, the king's servant came and lifted up his voice and wept. The king. Okay, and as soon as he finished speaking, behold, the king's sons came and lifted up their voices and wept. So yeah, he finished speaking. Now the king's sons come, and then they're all crying. Big men crying, like wailing like that. And the king also and all his servants wept very bitterly. So now everyone is still crying, and yeah. But Absalom fled and went to Talmai, the son of Ammihud, king of Geshur. So why Geshur? Geshur, I don't know. Geshur. So why Geshur? Because Absalom and Tamar's mother was a daughter of the king of Geshur. So basically, Absalom is going back to his grandmother's homeland, where he will be protected. So he fled to his maternal family. And David mourned for his son day after day. Could have been prevented. Had he taken action, we wouldn't be here. But he ignored everything. And this is what happens when you fail to punish the little crimes, the small crimes that are committed. Eventually, they grow up and become into bigger crimes. Yes, I'm not saying that the first violation was small, but now someone lost their life. Now, basically, 3 people are hurt, destroyed because King David did not do anything. His best response to the situation was just anger. So, and yeah, after so Absalom fled and went to Geshur and was there for 3 years. So now Absalom's there for 3 years, and the spirit of the king longed to go out to Absalom because he was comforted about Amnon, and since he was dead. So now David is missing Absalom. He's like, oh, my son, I miss you. Like now he is comforted about Amnon's death, and now life goes on. Yeah. Back to my question. If there are sometimes you feel like, yes, this crime is justified, I understand. So obviously, if someone were to come into your house and break in, you would do something. You would protect your family. Same as someone doing some things to your children, you would do something. You would not just let it happen. So sometimes crime is justified. So you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your family, and your rights do not surpass mine. We are both humans here. So honestly, I feel like I'm okay with what Absalom did. And as much as, yes, it's wrong. Yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's it. And thank you for joining me. It was quite long, emotional, but we made it. See you guys next time. And remember, whatever you are going through, give it to Christ. Give it to Jesus. He will comfort you. He will be your peace in times of trouble, hurt, whatever is going on in your life. Only He knows you better, and only He knows how to get you through it. So, see you guys next time. I love you, and Jesus loves you.